I'm Dory.
And I'm Dee. And we are, like the sign says, the Design Dreamers.
Can you see it? All
awesome.
Original work looks ugly at first. Now there's a reason why I'm using that one this week.
Ah, okay.
So
all right.
More into that as we show you our video for this week. Would you like to see my first make?
First make. Da, 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 da. Go ahead.
Okay. Kwick Sew. 4172. I made this dress here.
Oh, nice. That's what you have on?
Yes. I got this pattern for $1.99. I got the fabric for $2. The entire, not per yard, but fabric. And I made me.
Oh, coordinating mask. Don't you look beautiful? Yes.
Isn't that cute?
Oh, and you embroidered on it. Oh, how pretty. So
the little point I want to make about embroidering on a mask is you have to embroider the top layer only before you add the other pieces to it. Otherwise, it causes little holes in the fabric that can cause bacteria to get through. So you don't embroidery all the way through. You just take the top piece. Just a little hint for all mask makers out there.
Good information to know.
Okay.
Yes.
So I made this dress. I will stand up and give you the full view.
Yes. Oh, look at that. How pretty. Oh, what a nice summer dress. Woohoo.
Pockets. I love the pockets.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
I didn't like it because I thought it would look like a muumuu. But it actually lays pretty nice.
Yeah, it drapes nice. Very nice.
When you buy things thrifty, you don't know what you're getting entirely. And it was all on a bolt, so I just figured it was all one big piece and everything, which it was, except for somebody had sewed it together like with a zigzag thing.
What?
So I had 7.5 yards. I even washed it and didn't even see that it had been joined together. So I lay down because it's in the line drawings, you can see so it's like one big piece here and one big piece here. And so they had it on single fold, which is like, okay, no problem, because then it can fan my fabric. However, you cannot take and have one part of the pattern with the printed side up of the pattern and one side with it down, because then you get it so it doesn't match. So that's what I did.
Oh.
So to put it together, I had the back not being able to join the front in the right area. But you can't.
Oh, because you would have had to turn the one side would have to be inside out because you flipped it. So how did you rescue it?
The hole was actually the neckline. So then I just cut off the armhole and to make it match the neckline.
Oh.
So I did that. And then I had to adjust the hem because
that was yeah.
cockeyed thingy. Yeah. So at first I was like, oh, I can't believe I've done this, and I'm gonna just have to throw this all away or make a skirt or do something else out of it. So I slept on it. And in my dreams, I figured it out. In my dreaming.
So you literally didn't sleep on the fabric or the pattern. You slept on the thought process.
I thought in my mind, how am I going to do this? So, yeah, and I'm really, really happy that I just took the time to let that sink in my brain, work it out so that I could figure it out so I could, because I absolutely love it. And I love the pockets, and it's very nice and cool. I was worried about whether it would show too much of the undergarment. So be careful about which one I wear, because it is kind of lower in the back, but you can always wear a little sweater with it if you wanted to.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Good problem solving there. Yay.
Yay. All right.
Okay. Good. Oh, my turn?
Your first make. Yes.
I'm up. Well, my first make and my only make. I said I was going to have 2 makes today. I didn't. But I did get the other one cut out, and I will show you that. This one here, what I have on is the McCalls 7390. I will not make it again. there were several things that were challenging on it. And I see my neckline is not at all like their neckline on there. So what I did with that, but something's not right. Yeah, frustrating pattern. Everything was easy except for this front panel. So let me not even go there first. Let me go with the color. So when I had showed you, I went, oh, I have my orange and I have this blue with the orange stripes in it. So I will try some color blocking. Well, I know why I don't do the color blocking. Well, I've had a hard time with it in the past because I had a hard time visualizing how in the world where I wanted the blue, where I wanted the orange. So I did try to do I kind of made a mock-up of it. I did some
artistic.
And I colored it in and I'm like, do I want it this way? Do I want it that way?
That's
you could the combinations go on and on. So I did that to kind of give me an idea. And anyway, I'm not too thrilled with it. It's better than what it was. I don't have, this part. By the time I got to sewing all of this together, I was very frustrated. But anyway, this is the back of it, which is okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
And I got cute little pockets in it. Now, the view I was going to make did not have any buttons, did not have any pockets. When I had it finished made, I went, oh, I do not like this. This is just not great. So there was a view that had pockets in here. So I took the pockets and I made the contrasting pockets, which I really like to add it a lot. But then I didn't have any buttons on the front, which are just there for decoration. And I was like, oh, it needed something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and I got myself some buttons and put buttons on it, and it really made it nice. The orange fabric is a little stiffer than what I would like it to be. It doesn't really drape as easily. So, I can see myself maybe in the future just sewing that down so it's more like a top like this. Mm-hmm. So it lays like that instead of kind of winging out. It kind of looks like I want to fly or something. You know what that reminds me of? George Jetson's wife on the Jetsons. Remember how Jane's skirt just stuck out?
Yes,
like
that's
that?
right.
It looks like. So
I'm amazed you remembered her name. I was thinking Rosie, but Rosie's the maid. Yeah.
Yeah, Rosie's the robot, the maid.
A lot of people watching this are going to say, what's the Jetsons?
Yeah, Google it and see. It was a fun show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very good.
But anyway.
Well, in this case, it was really good because we have each other to talk to because we brainstormed on this.
We did brainstorm. When I first had it finished without the pockets and without the buttons, I showed Dory and she was like, ooh. I'm like, yeah, that was my reaction. Ew. I think it really needs something. So she said maybe the pockets or something. So I put the pockets, which was good. And then we brainstormed for the buttons on it, which really made a difference. Now, construction-wise, why I will not make this again is for some reason, this panel down here, they wanted it so entirely different than the way I did it. They wanted it so you had no seams on the inside at all. It was just really, I couldn't figure out how they wanted me to do it. Mm-hmm. And how to do this little, oh, that's my son, he's talking. How to do this the little V here was very challenging. These usually are not as hard to do as what the instructions said, but overall it was easy except for this front panel. I just had a challenge with it. I won't make it again just because of that. I'm going to file this and do not make it again. It fits great, fits wonderfully, but it's a challenge. So I don't know how much wear, and I do think I probably really will go and stitch this down so I have a little less flare in the hips. That'll help it some.
I'm going to show you my second make. This is this credit all goes to Dee because she's the one who said, oh, I want to make turban headbands. And I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. I want to make one too. So this is a turban headband I made out of See it?
Cute, cute, cute.
Anyhow, I made NewLook 6735. I made this skirt here. So of course, you know, I don't make anything without a challenge hardly. Skirt was too short on me. I did not like it. I like to have it to come more like here, because this part of my leg is very muscular. We talked about that in the past. So I ended up, after I put the elastic on, after I hemmed it and wore it twice, I'm like, I cannot stand this skirt. I put a big waistband on it, another 5 inches.
Wow.
So I like
Okay.
it. I put a
Yay.
5. So would you like to see it on me? So can you see the skirt?
We can. It's so cute. I love that. Yes.
You can wear longer tops with it being longer skirt. When you have a short skirt, you know, if it's like up like this, it just doesn't, yeah, didn't look good for me. So.
Very cute. Very nice. Yes. Yes.
Now, the waistband that they had on there, like I said, I just put a band on top of it. They had you put the elastic in without a channel. They actually had you put the elastic right, like you sew the elastic onto the fabric.
Oh, okay. All right. How did that work out?
Oh, I didn't like it. Next time I'm gonna just do my own thing. I like putting it in a little casing and then threading it through. It just, yeah. And if I had done that, I could have just taken that band, that whole thing off,
Yeah.
whipped it out and just left it. But because I didn't, now I have an elastic and then I have a big wide waistband. But it makes it so it fits better. It looks better.
Oh, well, good. And see, that's one thing. Once you get some sewing confidence up, and you don't have to be sewing a long time to do that. Don't be afraid to adapt your patterns to make them work for you. That's really the fun part of it. It's like, oh, this is not a total loss. I can fix this. I know how to do this. There's other ways to do this.
Hi,
Bring it in. There you go. Say hi. Okay, so I had promised when I had showing you that I was going to make this orange and blue top that I would have a robe ready for you, but I do not. This is the pattern that I found. It's 1562A. I don't know what the A means, but anyway, 1562. And this is a family robe. I wanted something simple because I was working with this Minky. Well, it's not done, but I got it cut out. So,
that's actually, I find that takes the longest, don't you?
it does.
To lay it out and cut it out than it does to sew it.
Yes, yes. So, and like I had thought, I didn't have enough of the one fabric to make the entire robe. So the back is going to be made out of this plain without the red in it, and then the front and everything else is going to be with the red in it. So that'll be nice.
Get it all done.
Yeah, so next time in the next video or two, this will be done. You should be able to see it. So I wanted to share that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Okay, I have one more make to show. And this, I didn't realize it when I made it, how similar it is to the top that you made, Dee.
Oh, okay.
I would suggest if you like the style, but you didn't like the way that constructed, get this one, Simplicity 8417. Because it has the same panel thing here. It's not as flowy. I mean, it's just a ruffle here instead of your...
Yeah, that might be better for what I like. Yeah.
But after I made this, I had the same issue as like, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I made it in this yellow because I was hoping it would go with the skirt I just showed you, but it doesn't. It's not the right shade of yellow. It seemed like it was when I had it all together, but as you lay it out and it gets thinner and it's not bundled up, it's a lighter color.
Yeah.
So I'll show you the top. So now you can see the whole top. I put a little rickrack around here and a little rickrack around here. I think because it's so plain, I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah.
It's very comfortable. And like I said, I did add a little something to give it a little more pizzazz. It doesn't look good with the skirt at all. So I put it with these pants that I had made earlier, and I think it looks great with that. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah, because there's a little yellow stripe in my pant.
Mm-hmm.
So I did do that. I had no problems with this pattern. it was, you know, just the fact that I wasn't crazy about how it looked after I was done with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's comfortable around the house, but I don't know if I'll wear it anywhere special.
But you know, it turned out nice, so that's good. And I'm glad you were able to. The necklace adds a lot to it. You can always put decorative scarves around it and that type of thing.
Yeah. So that's our makes. And now you can see why we have the saying, all profoundly original work looks ugly at first. So we hope you really enjoyed watching us today. Thank you so much. So hit subscribe, like, leave a comment, and until we see you next week,
Ta-ta!
goodbye.